strokes, let's begin painting a watercolor horse. So this is my reference photo. I begin with observing the lights and darks in my reference photo. After identifying them, I can easily build values and stay on track. For the first wash, I don't wet the whole animal. My process is a bit different. I dip my brush in lots of water, then pick the desired color straight from the palette and start covering the darkest areas first. For example, I'm covering the ears first and the face area, which has lots of black color. You need to be careful with the lighter areas. That's why I barely touch the lighter areas. I'll work on them later. So I see lots of black, some shades of blue and reddish brown, and I start painting all these colors. I'm coloring the straps around his face in blue color. Since it's the first wash, I don't worry much about the outcome because on drying the color pigments become pretty dull and ready for the next wash. I'm being very careful with the forehead, leaving a patch of this white color untouched. I'm using Pelican Watercolors with a 250 GSM watercolor paper, and most of the work is done by 8-sized brush. I'm giving a dark black wash to the mane, but again not touching the white patch. Moving on to the body, I covered the visibly black areas and applied no color on hair. Here some orangey lights are illuminating the horse, so I made use of yellow and orange hues. By now the first wash has been dried. Now is the time that you start building color values. And by color values, I mean applying the right shade of the color. This is achieved by saturating the areas which look dullish or lighter. Right now, the painting is pretty flat, but by layering color onto color, you can achieve different values of the same color. The part of the face which is on the right has blue shades. While painting blue, I used a color lifting technique where when after applying a stroke, if I feel like it's not the right color or the stroke has deviated from its path, then I use a clean brush and lift the color with it while it's still wet. It saves us from making mistakes. I've painted the face of the horse in sections, using dark black color to define the face cuts and mostly mixed Prussian blue with black to give the impression of blue light striking his face. Alongside that, I'm saturating again and again the dull areas so that a sharp contrast is formed. In the description below, I've explained the techniques that I've used and mentioned the materials that I've used. Here I'm using dry on dry technique, in which you wet just the tip of the brush. With almost dry brush, you take lots of paint and put it on the dry surface of the paper to give the most saturated pigment of the color. Now I start defining the hair on the mane by using gray color, making individual strands. For the background, I completely soak the brush in water and start picking different contrasting colors that will enhance the focus on the horse in the foreground. I paint more strands of hair by making random thin lines with gray color. Now I'm using white gouache to define whiter areas and making some loose white hair strands. You can also use white acrylic paint if you don't have gouache. I guess we are done. Thank you for watching this video. Do subscribe to my YouTube channel and stay tuned to learn more.